Welcome to Equal Ground Headlines. I am Samuel B. Williams, bringing you balanced coverage on our top stories of the day. Canadian federal election campaign intensifies amid U.S. trade tension. The upcoming Canadian federal election, scheduled for April 28, has been significantly influenced by U.S. President Donald Trump's Liberation Day tariffs, particularly the anticipated 25% tariffs on automobiles. This development has made foreign policy a central issue in the campaign. Prime Minister Mark Carney, leading the Liberal Party after succeeding Justin Trudeau, has engaged diplomatically with President Trump. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre emphasizes a lost Liberal decade and accuses Carney of continuing Trudeau's policies. The Canadian public has responded with increased nationalism, including boycotting American products and cancelling travel to the U.S. Current polls show the Liberals holding a slight lead, with both parties' approaches to U.S. trade relations being pivotal in the election's outcome. Canada and Mexico collaborate to counter U.S. trade actions. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum have discussed joint countermeasures against unjustified trade actions by the United States. Both leaders emphasized the necessity of maintaining North American competitiveness and respecting each nation's sovereignty. Carney outlined plans to counteract unfair trade practices targeting Canada, following President Trump's recent tariff announcements and proposals for reciprocal tariffs against global trade partners. Canada prepares retaliatory tariffs in response to U.S. measures. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced that Canada is prepared to impose retaliatory tariffs on the United States if President Trump's new tariffs, set to be introduced on April 2nd, include measures against Canada. Carney emphasized that Canada would implement measures aiming to level the playing field without disadvantaging its own producers and workers. Speaking at an election campaign stop in Winnipeg, Carney indicated that while Canada's actions would be measured due to its smaller economic size relative to the U.S., the country remains prepared to act to protect its interests. Canadian manufacturing activity hits 15-month low. Amid trade war, Canadian manufacturing activity experienced a significant contraction in March, reaching its lowest level in 15 months, due to an expanding global trade war that resulted in a sharp decline in new orders. The S&P Global Canada Manufacturing PMI fell to 46.3 from 47.8 in February, indicating a deeper contraction. President Trump's recent announcement of a 25% tariff on imported vehicles has exacerbated the situation, significantly impacting Canada's manufacturing sector, given that 75% of its exports are sent to the United States. The outlook remains pessimistic as firms expect output to decline further, with inflationary pressures increasing due to the tariffs. Senate Republicans consider opposing Trump over tariffs. On the eve of President Trump's Liberation Day for tariffs, Senate Republicans are considering joining Democrats in opposing tariffs on Canadian imports. Democratic Senator Tim Carney introduced a resolution to terminate the emergency order justifying the tariffs, citing concerns over economic disruption. Senator Susan Collins and Rand Paul have signaled support, highlighting potential economic consequences. Republican leaders are attempting to maintain party alignment as Trump pushes forward with his tariff agenda, defending the measures as necessary for national security. The tariffs have caused market instability and lowered consumer confidence, with growing public disapproval of Trump's economic handling. Canada launches U.S. billboard campaign against tariffs. Canada has initiated a billboard campaign in 12 U.S. states to educate Americans about the impact of tariffs, with messages such as "Tariffs are a tax on your grocery bill." The campaign targets states including Arizona, Florida, and Pennsylvania, aiming to counter misinformation and increase public understanding of how tariffs affect consumer prices. This move follows the impending implementation of 25% tariffs on Canadian goods entering the U.S., set to take effect on April 2nd, along with Canada's retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products. Despite Canadian efforts, some U.S. representatives doubt the campaign will change American perspectives, particularly among farmers. Consumer carbon tax removed. Gas prices decline. Effective April 1st, the federal government has ceased the application of the consumer carbon tax, leading to a decrease in gas prices. Ontarians can now fill up for just over $1.36 per liter, with regular gas. The removal of the carbon tax is part of broader regulatory changes aimed at refocusing federal carbon pollution pricing standards on industrial emissions. Goal. L'Alberta Premier adresses Separation Referendum. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has addressed questions regarding a potential separation referendum. Stating, "I got a mandate to try to fix Canada." She also commented on what she perceives as flip-flopping by Prime Minister Mark Carney. The remarks come amid ongoing discussions about Alberta's place within the Canadian Federation and its relationship with the federal government. World Men's Curling Championship underway in Moose Jaw. The 2025 World Men's Curling Championship is being held from March 29 to April 6 at the Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. This event marks the fourth World Men's Championship held in Saskatchewan and the third World Championship held in Moose Jaw. 13 teams are competing in a round-robin format, with the top 6 teams advancing to the playoff round. International news. Marine Le Pen convicted and banned from public office. French far-right leader Marine Le Pen has been found guilty of embezzling European Parliament funds to pay her party's workers. The court has imposed a 5-year ban from public office, preventing her from running in the 2027 presidential election. This ruling marks a significant shift in French politics.